welcome to Code and Me. Today we will talk about the very basic things of Salesforce, first programming language in Salesforce, and we can say that as a platform, as a service, when Salesforce comes, Apex comes. Apex is a object-oriented programming language, and we will talk about this in this video, right? So this is a very basic video in which we will talk about the basic concepts, how basically Apex work, how basically the loop works, how basically condition works, how basically Apex we can understand, how we can achieve multiple things using this basic of Apex. So that's why in this chapter I will also, you can say that I will also talk about the variables, condition, iteration, little bit about DML and little bit about class in this video. So as you can see, Apex is basically, it is saved in cloud. Basically it is saved in Salesforce, right? So it directly connects with database, we can say. We don't need to upgrade every time that okay, this new version is released or something like that. We don't have to worry about that. It is automatically every Salesforce release, because Salesforce has 3 release. Every Salesforce release, Apex, if there is anything, any changes, any updation, any new any new library, any new format is coming, it is automatically coming, so we don't have to worry about the upgradation. The thing is that it is a strongly typed, so we have to define that what is exactly the type of this data, what is the data type of any variables or anything. It is not a general purpose language. This means it is not a open source language. It only runs on Salesforce platform. I told you it is database integrated. This means using Apex we can connect to Salesforce database, we can show the UI and everything like that. So if we are talking about MVC, right, model view and controller, so controller is basically, you can say the controller is basically you can say the Apex language. It will be in language, right? Apex language, it is very easy. It is somehow very similar to Java language, we can say. This is a very good thing that we have also a test class concept in Apex, right? It is a version concept, so we have multiple version concept in there. I will tell you more about this. It's also support the language feature. So you can say if it is object-oriented programming language, so yeah, exactly, it support classes, it support interface properties, it has objects, right, expressions, variables and everything. This is the same thing that every object-oriented programming language or any programming language have these last 3 things, right? Other than any object programming language, because it is a cloud based, so that's why we can say it has a trigger which will only work on objects. I think most of you all auto you will learn about it in the future if you are beginner, or if you are revising it, so you already know about the trigger, right? We have SQL, we have DML, that is basically that support Apex language, so that's why that's a good thing. We have transaction and rollback. This means it support the asset properties. Anytime if transactions fails, anytime if something fails, the whole complete transaction. This doesn't mean that if was supposed to insert 5 records, right? If it was supposed to insert 3 records, so it will not do like 1 or 2 records will be saved, otherwise no, it will be completely rollback. So this is the transaction control database rollback property. There's something global access modifier, I will talk also. Apex is a case insensitive language, so it doesn't matter it is a capital, a small letter, like, right? And it is because it is based on class cloud, so that's why it will always bound with governor limits. So this is all about the theory. I will not go more in this, right? And first of all we will talk about this Visual Studio Code. So here we are, right? We will write some code. We will try to write some code. This is Visual Studio Code. You can also use this Visual Studio Code in for your use, right? So what I will do, I will go to force.app. This is the class. So what I will write, I will try to write one new class, right? This is Apex class basically. So we will try to write some codes in there. We will I will also tell you about the variables and everything like that, but in this class. So this is suppose first class of Apex, something like that, right? I'm writing this will be in class. So now suppose this class is created, right? And I will tell you more about the controller things in any other methods or something like that. Here suppose we are writing one method, and this method is public static. I will tell you more about this also in the second video of this. Right now I'm just writing public static void first method, right? So this is the first method for me. We will use this method for now. Okay, now let me know if you the size is not good or something like that. Just let me know. Okay, so now here we will write. So every like every other language we have a variable, right? And every variable we will use. So there is multiple data type. The first data type that we are going to use here, that is integer, right? You already know about that. Integer is a bit typically, you know, 64-bit, you can say 64-bit or 32-bit basically, right? Okay, so first of all we will try to define multiple things that you already know, that there is primitive data type, right? Primitive data type, this means integer, double, or you can say long integer, float, something like that, right? So we have integer, we have double, similarly we have string. This is all the primitive data type. We have a string, we have we can say we have date, right? We have date time, we can say string, boolean, we have simple boolean, right? So these we already have. We have a string, we have integer, double, right? String, we have date, we have date time, we have boolean. So these are the things that, you know, normally a primitive data type. After this primitive data type we have multiple things, like, you know, we have collections of variables. In collection of variables we already know the set, map, and list. These are the collections of variables, right? We already know. The third one you already know, like, you know, that is S object. What exactly S object? S object means Salesforce object. So we have some Salesforce objects that can be standard and custom. Standard like account, contact, these are the objects, right? And custom that we created, so that is a custom object. So these are also that can be used as a variable in the Apex directly, right? So integer, basically, you know, integer 32-bit variables, right? And suppose we are writing integer a is equal to 1. So it is very much simple. It is very much similar to C++, Java, any other language. There's not much difference, but yeah, you can see here integer a is equal to 1, right? This means it will also work like that, a is equal to a plus 1. So it will work, no worries at all. It will also work like a plus equal to 1. So this is the same in other language, like similar to this language, right? So here we can say that, okay, now if you want to print it, if you want to check that it is working or not, so what you will do, you will use system.debug. This is the method that will give you the printout, like cout, like, you know, println. So similar to that, like you can say printf. So this is the basically printout. So system.debug we will use, and we will check. So in the system.debug, if you want to write some string, some text, so you can write the value of integer a is, right? And then plus is concatenator, and then we will do a. So this means this is you know, so this will, what it will do, it will just give us the value of, you can say it will give the value of a, basically, right? So now here you can see I have just deployed it. So we will check that it is working or not currently, right? So we will go to developer console, and in developer console we know the name of the class. The class name is this, and because the method name is this same, so first method we will do, right? Most of the, you know that how you will go, we go to the developer console, right? From here, open execute nms window, we write some all the things here, right? So similar to that, we can write all the codes here. I am trying to use this class, so what I will do, so this has two methods. One is this first method, right? Now if I will run it, what it will do, right? So it's run, and we can, when we click on this debug only, you can see the value of list int a, value of int a is 3. So here you can see the code was there, right? So this means here you can say 1 plus 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, 1 2 3 3. The value of integer is 3. So this means that we can directly run it, right? So this code, what exactly I have written here, we can directly also run into the Salesforce. So this is the anonymous window. We can, how we can go there, we have a very thing easy, like, you know, command E, we can say control E, we can say. So these are the basically we can use, right? So anonymous window, how we can go, this control plus E or command plus E, right? Okay, now we are here, we write this, right? So this is the system.debug, we can say. So so this is basically anything do you want to you. So normally the very first difference that you can see here, the very first difference that you can see here, right? That is basically single inverted comma, not double inverted comma, right? So that is the first thing. The second thing that you can see here, that anything that is written here, this is a text, basically it doesn't matter, right? So it is an integer, similar to, we can say it is a double is also same, we don't have to worry about that. If I will run, if I will debug it, you can say what it will give. Any guess? It will be 3 or it will be 3.0? Let's check. So yeah, 3.0, because it was double, so yeah, it will always give you decimal points, right? Similar to that, we have a string that we can write, a string str, okay, hi, hello, right? So we can just debug and it will also give us like str, okay? So similar to now you can understand that basically it is a very basic thing. There is nothing new, there is nothing different. This is very much simple. So here you can say, when I will say okay, hi, hello, it is already written in the debug only. You can say okay, hi, hello is written. Okay, now if you want to concatenate it, so we have a string st1 and we written welcome to Codon, right? So now we can write it, we can do a string st is equal to str plus st1, right? So now if you will debug it, what it will do, it will give you when you will run it, it will give you hi, hello, welcome to Codon, right? So the concatenation is very easy. You don't have to use and, you don't have to use anything, you just have to use plus. Plus is very much concatenation in this concept. So yeah, here you can say, right? If I don't want to use any variable, what I can do, I can directly write here, right? So this will also work. And the execution is very easy. So you can see that any times, now you can see, right? So if I want a space, what I will do, I will go plus, I will use single inverted comma, and then I will give a space. Now if I will run, there will be a space, right? So right, yeah, you can say now that there is a space. Okay, now suppose if so this is a basically very much easy thing that we can use. So this is a variable, this is a simple single inverted comma text, so we can just concatenate it using plus. So this means that we don't have to worry about anything, we just add it directly, right? Okay, so now the multiple variables are still there, like date. So we will use date. We have multiple method. One method that I can use, date dot new instance, right? And in here we will write 2020, in month we can write 10, and in day we can write 5. So this is basically date, right? In date time we have date time variable also, so we can use date time dot new instance. So this, you can see there is multiple thing that is already there, right? Okay, now using the same method I am going to use multiple things. So time, we have also variable time. So time, we have also the same time dot new instance, and this you can put anything. So you have 2 hours 0 minute 10 seconds 0 milliseconds, right? And I am going to use, here you can see that using this date and time, I have used this date time, right? Because it was the date, it was the time, so I've just put date and time here, right? Now if you will debug it, you can see system.debug dtm. Let's check. So the date and time is there, right? Okay, so there is one very much difference thing that you can see here. The timing I put is the difference, and here you can see the time that is difference. Somehow you can see that okay, it is difference, why it is difference, or something like that, right? But somehow after some while you will know. But this is basically a time, right? I will let you know what exactly. There is multiple variables, there is multiple method other than that, but first of all we will use like this boolean bs right? So it will be true or false. We don't have to worry about it, right? So this is a simple boolean. Okay, so other than that we have multiple variables. Like one very new thing that is happened here, that is variable, that data type is id is basically, you know, Salesforce id. So whenever you open any record, right, like account, whenever you open an account, right, and you open this record, you can see the id here, right? This is the id. So this id is also a data type. This id can be also a data type. So id is equal to id. And the very good thing with id and string is that id is a string. So whenever you will write, you know, so it can be directly parsed into id or a string. So id is a data type, but it looks like a string. But in id it will always be, you know, normally it should be always the Salesforce id of any records, right, of any things. So this is a basically id. So id is also a data type. Other than that, this is a primitive data type. We will talk about the collection later. Other than that, we have Salesforce object data type also in this Apex, right? So Salesforce object, any object, like we have account object, so we can directly write account acc is equal to new account. So this is the object. So Apex data type. So this means that anything that is here account, in this account, anything that can be checked, taken, achieve using this account. So suppose we want name, so what we can do, we can use account acc.name, right? I am not going into the object oriented programming in this video, but I'm just telling you that this is we can use. Suppose we have a object as a salary is a custom object, so something like that, right? So we can use sal is equal to salary, so C, right? So this is the normal objects concept. So this is also a data type, normal standard data type, a standard object and custom object data type in the Salesforce, right? Okay, now because most of the time you have to use datetime, date, string, so that's why in this video I'm going to tell you more about the string. So suppose we have a string in which we have written welcome to coder any, right? Okay, now and after that there is a space, right? So when you will debug it, you can see the str. Okay, now what I will do, I will use str is equal to str dot trim. I'm using trim method. What it will do, system dot debug. Now I'm again using str debug, right? Let's check it's working on it. So when I run it, here you can see, okay, so here you can see this is welcome to coder in me, right? The after space was automatically removed here. You can see after space was automatically removed here. Okay, how? So trim basically, you know, remove the space before or after spaces, that you can see here. This is space, right? So it should remove. One second, let me check. Yeah, you can see here it was not removed, here it is removed. So this is after, you know, after this data, if there is any space before this, if there is any space, it will remove. So trim will work on that. We have multiple portion. We have a method that is left. So if I'm using left 4, what it will do, it will give you the first 4 character from the left. Okay, so let's check. No, right, exactly. So this is welcome to the first 4 character. Similarly, we have right 4, so it will give you nme dot, right? So these are the methods that we have already. Okay, so let's check. So here if you will debug it, you can see nme dot, only that. We have also the method replace. So in replace, if what exactly you want to replace, I want to replace 2, or I want to replace a space with dash. Okay, now what it will do, it will be like welcome dash to dash code enemy. Here you can see welcome dash code enemy. So this is basically you can see that we have a method as a replace, so you can use replace also, right? Whatever exactly you want to replace all, replace one, something like that. We have multiple methods. You can go check the Apex developer guide for that. But other than that, we are also only going to show you multiple things. We have some other method. We have method as a substr. What exactly it means? We need substr. If suppose we have a substr, what exactly it means? Let's check. Does it work? No. Substr is wrong. So substr, okay, so I need to, let's check. No, substr has some issue. Substr is different, so maybe what exactly substr can take. We have multiple methods that that can be belongs to str methods, so we will talk about multiple things similar to that. So here you can see the replace was there, left was there, right was there, maybe there is median also, there is a substr also. Okay, yeah, sure, right, now I remember. So there is substr, and the method there is two things. What is the starting point, what is the ending point? It should be like that. Method does not exist, so this means substr or substring. Let me check. Okay, so basically it is substring, not substr. So when you will use this, what it will do, let's check. The method name was substring, not substr. So here now if you will check, you can see icom. What exactly it is? Welcome this icom. Okay, this means that, okay, 0 1, so it is starting from here to 0 1 2, second index 0 1 2, 0 is start, it's start always from 0. So 0 1 2, this is equal to 1 2, right? And then 6, so up to 6, right? So this is substr. If we want only 4, what it will give? It will give you 4, first 4, right, from the 0. So basically what it did, it's just it just removed the first 4. Other than that, it gave you all the things, right? So this is basically we have one more thing. We have split, right? We have, okay, one more method. We have remove. So you want to remove something, you can just put, you want to remove 2, you can just do that. Okay, you want to remove 2, it is removed. Okay, suppose you want suppose you want check the size, so you will use length. It will give you the size. Okay, so what I did, I just changed it because it was in a string and length is basically integer, so we have to use multiple different variable like integer sz, something like that. So I'm using sz. Okay, now it will give you the size of welcome to coding, length of the character basically. So 21 character is there in this value, right? So in the next video I will talk to about date time, right? Because date and date time is too big, and you just have to learn about that also. So in this, so you have check in multiple, replace, left, right, trim, right? So and similar to that, we have also replace multiple things. Here you also know, you can parse from one to another. Like we have some variable like as an integer, right? A is equal to 7. Now you want to change it into a string, so what it will do, string str is equal to string dot value of, right, and you can put the value a. So now it is changed to a string, right? So similar to that, you can change from one data type to another data type using the dot value of, basically. This is basically whenever you want to change something, the data type, you can directly change it using the dot value of, right? Okay, so if you want to write some command, this is a single line command. If you want to write multiple line command, you just have to use the same. I think we have already used it, right? So this is multiple line command. So any comments, it will be written here. The use of comment is very good, so that's why we should use this, right? So this was the basic variables, and in these variables we have discussed about the So in this video we have discussed about the variables, what is apex. I have also told you about more about integer and string and the methods and multiple variables also. In the next video, the part of this next video, we will talk about date time, and time method. We will also talk about s objects, like how we are going to use accounts, how we are going to use any custom object in the apex. Okay, in the third video we will talk about the collections and everything. So yeah, for now you can just watch Code and Me multiple videos and everything, and try to learn everything of that. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Please like, comments and share with everyone if you want, like this show, if you like these videos, right? And happy coding. Thank you.